Hey everyone, Shotgun Rider here. So I just had my first experience riding with someone on the back of my bike. I've never ridden with anyone on the back. I've never ridden on the back either. So my first experience riding two up with someone else on the back of my bike. I gotta say, it wasn't really that hard. It was actually pretty easy. You just kind of have to get used to the feel of someone else behind you. Make sure you don't brake too fast, because that might not feel very pleasant. But the hardest part would be slow maneuvers. It's a lot harder to do slow stuff with somebody on the back than it is to do anything going faster. Generally speaking, I think doing anything that a little bit faster is easier anyway. But yeah, you just have to get used to the weight. For anyone who wants to try that, I recommend trying it in a parking lot first. That's what I did. I drove in a parking lot, got the person to get on, and give her a few tips before, or give whoever you're putting on the back of the bike a few tips before. Make sure they keep their feet on the pegs at all times. Make sure they're not leaning in the opposite direction. Make sure they're leaning with you, so they're not throwing your balance off. Then the weight's off. It's weird if somebody's leaning the other way. What I would recommend is have the person put one hand on you and one hand on your tank, at least when you're slowing down, because that way they're not smashing up against you when you're braking, because that could be very unpleasant. As a guy, at least. Unfortunately for me, the person on the back, she was too short on the back of my bike to reach with one hand to the tank, so it's kind of, do the best you can type thing. But it worked out. And always take it easy, take it slow, especially with someone who's never been on the back of a bike before. Ooh, slippery. Like, I took my fiance on the back of my bike for the first time ever. And last time she was on the back of a bike was when she was, I don't know, like 10 maybe. And it was a Harley. So it's a lot different. On a Harley, you're sitting, farther back. You probably have a backrest. So you can just like lean back, hang on to the sissy bars. But on a bike like this, you're leaning a lot forward, your feet are a lot scrunched up more. Not much to hang on to, except for the person in front of you. Take it easy at first, go through the parking lot, then once you feel confident enough, take it around the block slowly, and you can slowly progress from there. So like anything when it comes to riding, I recommend slow progression. Make sure you're comfortable. Make sure the person behind you is comfortable. If they get scared, then maybe you should take it slower. Make sure they get used to it. Because being on the back of a bike can be pretty, it can be scary. You're not in control, obviously. And especially if you've never really been on a bike before. Except for these fools. Anyway, stupid freaking bicyclist. Make sure you take it easy. Make sure they're comfortable. And I'll keep you guys updated on how it goes. I'll start to have her on the back of my bike more often. And we'll go places. I'll keep you guys updated. As with anything, practice makes perfect. It'll get a lot easier with time. Pretty soon you won't even notice somebody's on the back of your bike. Anyway, guys, have fun and be careful. Especially since you have someone else to take care of too now. You don't do anything crazy. Because if you crash, they fall too. And we'll see how it goes. Keep you guys posted.